G'day there, I'm Beanie and you're watching another Beanie Draws video. This video is going to be a tutorial, another tutorial on how to draw a Tyrannosaurus Rex. This time I'm not focusing on the body, just its head. So let's get on with it, shall we? What I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a very kind of rough indication of where the head's going to sit. So let's just put in a little bit of a square for where the snout and top part of the Rex head will fit. So a bit of a proportion box thing. And we'll put in its lower jaw. And that's where the lower part of the jaw will sit. Right, so there you go. We've got a basic structure of where the skull and the head in general of the Tyrannosaurus Rex will sit. So let's get into putting in more structured detail, shall we? What we're going to do is we're going to put in a line for the kind of the lip, I guess you'd call it, of the T-Rex, where all the teeth sit. So we'll put in a bit of a line here. If you study the T-Rex head, it has a bit of a curve, as you can see here, which is where the teeth will sit in through here. So we'll draw a bit of a curve, a bit of a S bend, I guess, and then you curve it up here, and that's usually where the teeth finish sitting. But we draw it back down again, and this is where the jaw part sits. And there's actually, might even draw right now. That's where there's a scale usually for the jaw part, the top jaw of the Tyrannosaurus Rex head. Then we move the line back up again to the back of the skull, and that is where the top of its lip kind of sits. Now, what we'll do is we'll draw in the snout. A line goes up from there, and yeah, let's put in the nose. The nose. Well, it is the nose. The nostril hole. That's what I was trying to get at when I got all tongue-tied. So we'll put in a nose hole, a nostril hole, and then what we do is let's put in the rough indication of where the top of its brow ridge and snout sit. So we'll put in a bit of a line here. Another curve, and because the Tyrannosaurus Rex has a bit of a angry brow ridge, we will draw that in as well. So give him a bit of a, or her, because in Jurassic Park, the original one, they're meant to be all female, so technically speaking it's a she, this Tyrannosaurus Rex, but he, she, it doesn't matter. So that's the brow ridge. To put a very basic line, because we're going to go through this part later, that is where the brow ridge is, and inside there is where you're going to put all your scales. We won't do that just yet. What we'll do is we'll put in the, there's a bit of a line that goes around the T-Rex's eye. This is also where the holes in the skull kind of show up. So we'll put some lines in there. The curve around the eye kind of goes like that. And in here you can have more scales and lumpy ridges, but we won't do that. Well, let's put in the eye right now, shall we? So we'll put in a bit of the eye. This would be the eyelid and the lower eyelid. So let's do that now, shall we? That's the eye. We'll put in the indication of the outer ridge of the eye socket. Now there's an area right here. I don't know technically what it would be called, because I think the ear of a Tyrannosaurus Rex kind of goes in around here. I guess it's just a bit of bit of a skull head ridge, I guess. Don't know the technical term, but let's draw it in anyway, shall we? So we'll put in that kind of ridge part, and much like the brow line, it has a bit of a ridge of bone around here where the scales fit in. And then what we do is we draw it back around and finish up at the back of the skull. Now, around here, is it getting very bright? I can't tell. I'm just going to close my blinds just slightly. There we go. Now you can see a bit more of the texture of the paper. Now what we're going to do is, don't mind me, is we're going to put the bumps along the nose ridge of the T-Rex. Looks like there's kind of three ridges, but bumpy ridges on the T-Rex snout. So we'll draw them in. One bump, two bumps, three bumps, and there's a little bit of a lumpy bit there as well. Now, because what we could do with this T-Rex right now is that this T-Rex is in a sort of a profile view. What we can do is we can leave it this way, or what we're going to do is add a little bit of three-dimensionalism. So what we've got is we've got this brow ridge. He's going to have another brow ridge for his other eye. So we will draw it in like so. So there you have it. There's the brow and snout. Now, what we'll do is we'll put in its lower jaw. So we'll draw the lower jaw in like so. Because the Tyrannosaurus Rex's lower jaw, when it closes, it has to fit in. It goes up into the top half of its jaw. So think of the line. Oh, my pencil just smudged the pencil because I've got a rubber grip. Anyway, think of how the line for the T-Rex's lower jaw would have to curve to fit in with the curve of the top half of the jaw. And that is how we will draw in the lower jaw. I'm just going to fix up what I messed up here. Right, so let's draw in that curve, much like this curve, but down here. So we'll do the curve that goes along very similar to the top curve, and then like so you have the bottom part of the mouth, well, the top part of the lower mouth. That is the I guess you call it its chin. This part over here is the rear of its jaw. So we'll draw that in, give it a nice muscular curved round jaw. And then we'll finish up by putting the lower part of its chin jaw thing. Right. Here is a bit of a membrane kind of thing that if you look at like lots of different reptiles, crocodiles and things, and dragons especially, if you know anything about dragons, you'll see lots of people drawing the membrane that connects the top part of the skull with the bottom part. So let's draw that in. Let's give him an iris, well, a pupil, I should say, for his eyeball. There you go. There's a pupil. He's starting to look more like a T-Rex. Around here, there's a kind of a line that indicates the jaw structure, the bone structure in its jaw. So don't draw it as strong as the rest of it. Make it a little bit lighter. So we'll draw it like this. And there's another line kind that part is what you're drawing when you want to do your coloring and rendering. Now, much like this brow ridge, we're going to three-dimensionalize his membrane mouth, and because we want, I'm trying to think of a way to explain it. I guess I don't need to verbalize it, I can just draw it and you can visualize what I mean when I say that we connect that part of the membrane to that part of its mouth. So let's just draw that in, shall we? Do it like so. And there you go. You just want to stop the drawing, you want to stop the line there. Do not continue it along, because this line indicates that it's going inside the mouth and the membrane will hide that line. Right, so yeah, it's looking like a T-Rex head. Let's put in some teeth, shall we? Because, you know, T-Rex isn't going to be able to eat very well if it has no teeth. So let's put in its teeth. Put in some sharp, pointy spikes in its mouth. They curve like a kind of like a knife. Well, a T-Rex's tooth was known to be about 7 inches long, kind of like a large serrated knife. So you can imagine how much fun that would be if you're being chomped down by it. So you don't want to do too many, and you don't want them too close together. You want to give them a bit of a gap, I find, when drawing T-Rex teeth. Then you've got, I'd say about 3 or so smaller teeth. Basically, the teeth get smaller up around here, they get bigger around here, and they get smaller again. So let's draw in those teeth. And then draw in the smaller teeth. Get smaller and smaller until they're yeah, like that. Now we want to do the lower portion teeth. So unfortunately, that line is going to get in the way of the teeth. So let's erase it. This is where it gets a little bit more complex when you're drawing a three-dimensional image. Let's put in its teeth. The lower teeth are smaller than the top teeth, so you don't want them as long. I guess the lower teeth are for gripping onto the flesh, and the top teeth are for tearing the flesh. I am no scientist or archaeologist, but that is my guessing of how the T-Rex eats. So we put in its little teeth along the here. And now, because we raised the line, what we do is we put that line back in, but we don't draw through the teeth. Like so. And then let's put another set of teeth on that line, because that's the other side of the mouth. Put in some teeth in there. Roar. Just for the record, roar is I love you in Tyrannosaurus Rex. So, just in case you didn't know that. Right, so there you have it. So far, it's 15 minutes in. Well, let's put in a bit of its neck ridge. And the lower part of its neck. Well, there you have it. So far, we have ourselves a Tyrannosaurus Rex head. Now, because this video is 15 minutes long, what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish this video here, and I'm going to, basically, if you want to just learn how to draw the line work, this is how you do it, this is that video. But I'm going to continue on in another video to show you about, putting a bit more detail, getting a little bit more advanced in the drawing of Tyrannosaurus Rex. We might even put in some rendering and shading. So that's going to be the next video, but for this video, this one was basically to show you how to draw the line structure of the T-Rex. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't learn anything, unfortunately, maybe vote it down. You've got every right to do that. But subscribe and you'll see more videos. But stay tuned, because we're going to do another part of this video. Stay tuned. I'll probably put in some kind of link or pop-up that will take you to the next part of this training session. So hopefully I'll see you there.